So details about Quentin Tarantino's abandoned Star Trek project have emerged, and I gotta admit, it sounded like it could have been a game changer.
Be the king.
Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
So pretty please, with sugar on top. Clean the fucking car.
I've talked about many times on this channel how Hollywood likes to milk these big franchises dry. Unfortunately, they take it a step further these days and even seem to actively do things that will cause these franchises harm. Whether it's on purpose or through their own ignorance, either way, it's not good.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
We've seen it with Star Wars, we've seen it with Marvel, we're seeing it right now with DC, and of course Star Trek was not spared either. Does anyone else find it concerning that J.J. Abrams was involved with 3 of those 4 properties that I just mentioned? This guy is like the Grim Reaper for creativity.
You might be a king or a little street sweeper, but sooner or later you dance with the Reaper.
But a while back we got word that the legendary Quentin Tarantino had an intriguing idea for a Star Trek movie. Everyone instantly began to speculate on what that could look like. I'll be the first to tell you, I only have a passing knowledge of Star Trek. I didn't grow up with it or anything like that. I only recently watched the first season of the original series, as well as the first 2 movies for the very first time. So I'm what you would call a bit of a noob as it comes to Star Trek.
Let's gut the frickin' nerd.
But what I do know is that Quentin Tarantino is a huge fan of Star Trek and cares very deeply about the lore, which is more than I can say for someone else.
Fuck you!
Oh, I got a live one here.
I think it's great when old school fans of something are eventually put in the driver's seat of that something. And we're talking about actual fans, not the Kevin Smith type fans.
And they're like, aha!
So screenwriter Mark Smith recently spoke about the project he was working on with Quentin Tarantino. And he described it as an R-rated gangster flick, which honestly might sound a little bit weird for a Star Trek movie. But when you look at some of the episodes from the original series, it's actually not that far off. There was actually an episode called A Piece of the Action, which I've never watched and I had to Google it, but it did involve Kirk and Spock on a planet that was at least inspired by 1920s Prohibition-era Chicago. In fact, a lot of the episodes, just from the little bit that I saw, involved aspects of time travel and references to famous historical eras. So in theory, this could have worked. Albeit there would probably be more fucks in the Tarantino version, but not in a cringe forced kind of way like James Gunn does. Smith also described how passionate Tarantino was about the project that will ultimately most likely never happen. But it is fun to think about what could have been, because I think what Hollywood needs right now is some passion. Everything is so manufactured and devoid of life. Maybe it would take an extremely talented superfan like Quentin Tarantino to inject some life back into this franchise.
That makes sense.
At the very least, you know that if he's involved, there won't be agendas, the dialogue would be absolutely amazing, and the characters would have been reinvented in the best way possible. And Tarantino is no fool. He would have made his style work in the context of this established universe, while also being respectful of the source material and not overstepping boundaries. Basically, I'm saying it would have had a Tarantino vibe, yes, but I think he would have stayed true to the source material.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
I'm not even a huge Star Trek fan, and I was kind of excited for this. Granted, Tarantino is my favorite director of all time, but if he did it, I knew it would have been a unique story, and unique stories are hard to come by in modern Hollywood. I always come back to Joker, but to me, that's the perfect example of how you take an established property and turn it into your own thing. Tarantino could have done that for Star Trek, but for whatever reason, it's not happening. I swear sometimes it feels like studios are actively trying to avoid money, because all the great ideas seemingly are staring them right there in the face, and they just won't pull the trigger on them. Why not take a chance and do something different with these properties? Instead, we'll probably just get another sequel to the Chris Pine movies that honestly no one is asking for. That's the modern Hollywood way. You don't listen to the people, and you give them what you think that they want.
Fuck me, right?
If there's one thing I learned in the past few days based on the comments in my Suicide Squad videos, it's that people are getting tired of the status quo. A lot of people seem to be getting tired of shallow, generic, soulless remakes and reboots that offer nothing new. If you place your faith in creative minds and allow them to be creative without restrictions, trust me, magic will happen. Unfortunately, it seems like studios just can't seem to get out of their own way. And that, my friends, is why Hollywood is currently failing at almost every level. So let me know what you thought about this in the comments down down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Shut up.